can you just talk about Damian Maia? You know, he got just into you after the fight.
You know what?
He really got the title shot?
I do want to talk to you about that, actually, because yesterday I was telling you guys, you know, all these guys lately, all these fights, I deserve this and I deserve that. Nobody here deserves anything. You earn it. You want the next shot at the title, you come out and you earn it. Just because you're ranked number 2, 3, 1, or whatever, things don't line up that way all the time. You know, I got Luke Rockhold out there talking all kinds of shit. The guy just got knocked out in the first round by Michael Bisping, and he thinks he deserves this and he deserves that. You earn it. You want to come back and you want to fight for the title? Get back in here and earn it. That's it. Damian Maia just did it, you know. Masvidal tried to do it. That's the way it works. And yeah, Damian Maia's going to get it. He earned it. He earned it.
Woodley's been.
How did John Jones earn that?
How did what?
John Jones earn that to come back.
Well, the thing is with John Jones is, the situation with him is he's never lost the title. Guy never lost the title, right? So to be the man, you have to beat the man. Well, Cormier's been trying to beat the man for, what is this, 3 times we tried to make this fight? 5 times. 5 times we tried to make this fight. So, you know.
Your opinion about Kevin Lee and Michael Chiesa incident in the kickoff, in the summer kickoff?
Yeah.
What's your opinion about it, about the pushing?
I think it sucks. You know, it sucks, and it's one of those things that happens when you bring that many people together on a stage to sell a fight. I wish I was there, but I was sick, and, you know, it happened. I mean, that heavyweight fight was ridiculous. Joanna Jędrzejczyk looked like, you know, it was like surgery in there.
How about Frankie Edgar?
Frankie Edgar, you know, I told you guys yesterday, it was like the classic story of the up-and-coming guy that everybody thinks is going to be the next thing against the gritty old veteran. Well, looks like the up-and-coming guy wasn't ready for that fight.
Would you have any interest in doing Aldo versus Frankie 3?
I don't know. We have to see how everything plays out. Earlier, we were talking about a fight for Frankie, and I'm so old, man, I'm losing it. I can't even remember what the hell we were talking about.
I mean, Holloway would be a great matchup if Holloway ended up winning.
Yeah. How about Knight? How about that fight, right? I mean, that he looked unbelievable, too. His ground game is fantastic. His stand-up is awesome, and we all know how tough Chas Skelly is. So what a huge win for him. The card was awesome tonight.
Did you talk to Alvarez at all? With the way that finished?
I didn't, but one of the things, even Lorenzo Fertitta was texting me saying, you guys need to get instant replay. Every other sport has instant replay. We need instant replay, too.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I got to figure that out with my crew. But he's right. We do. We need it.
Back to Woodley Maia. Woodley's been saying he's fighting in July. He's just waiting for the contract. I'm guessing the contract's going to be for Maia, but Maia said he wasn't too sure if he was ready for July. Are you still targeting that date?
I don't know if we were targeting Woodley for July.
I'm just going by what he was saying.
Yeah. Listen, hey, Woodley, I love you. You say a lot of things that are a little off.
Going back to main event, you know, did it surprise you that went down so quick?
Told you guys yesterday I didn't see it going 5. I didn't know if it would do, you know, a couple minutes in the first round, but I knew it was going to be a good fight. I thought that Junior Dos Santos looked really good on the mitts. He looked sharp. He looked fast. But tonight, Stipe just tore him up. It was a very one-sided fight.
Sorry about not about tonight, but you reached a deal with Connor Floyd?
No, I've been here working doing this.
I thought I saw on ESPN earlier today that you had reached a deal.
That I had reached a deal?
Am I way off of this?
Way off.
Well, just with Connor's side is what we had been told, that you and Connor have worked something out. Now you've got to go back to Floyd.
That's not true. Is that what ESPN reported?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
They couldn't have that up any worse. If that's true, wow.
So can you talk about Joanna, like coming back tonight? Like, how good is Joanna in your opinion, like comparing to all the other champs?
Joanna's unbelievable. I mean, she's one of the best technical strikers in the sport, period, not just, you know, the women's division. And, you know, she's such a professional. She's so serious and so gangster the week of a fight, you know. She's fun to watch.
Now, any advice that you have for Jair Rodriguez?
Back to the drawing board. You know, he's a tough kid. He's a talented kid. And he just felt like what it's like to break into the top 5. So he's got to go back to the drawing board. You know, I believe in the kid. He's very, very talented. Tonight's one of those nights you either learn from it or it destroys you. I think he's going to learn from it. He's a good kid.
If you did have instant replay, what would you do? Would you go back and look at the Alvarez knee, the illegal knee, and then give him the loss?
Yeah, it's a disqualification. Yeah. If you have instant replay, that's a disqualification, not a no contest.
2 weeks from now, UFC going back to Brazil, Rio. Can you talk a little bit about the card?
Yeah, another great card. I'm excited. Obviously, the main event, Holloway, who's on an incredible win streak, going up against the baddest dude ever in that division, and Jose Aldo. And then another, hardcore, hard-working, grinding fighter, Claudia Gadelha, going in against a woman in Carolina who looked really good against the champ in her last fight. So that's a fun one. I like that fight a lot.
And also a legend probably retiring, Vitor Belfort, that he said that probably it's going to be his last fight.
Yeah. It's crazy when you think about Vitor was fighting before we owned the UFC. And we've owned the UFC for like 17 years. It's pretty amazing. Vitor has been a staple in the sport since the beginning. And his fights were always exciting, and people have always loved Vitor Belfort. So he's had an unbelievable career. I'm happy for him.
With GSP Bisping off, first off, have you spoken to both of those sides about where they want to proceed from here? And when can we expect an update about GSP and what's going to happen with him?
I told GSP, obviously it's not worth talking about right now until we figure out, look at the landscape, but he needs to decide what he wants to do in the 170-pound division, who he wants to fight there.
So 170 is next for him?
Well, I would imagine so. I don't know if he wants to move up in weight and fight these murderers at 185. I think he liked the Bisping fight. I think he saw that as a fight that he thought was winnable, and saw Bisping as a guy who's beatable. Everybody wants to fight Bisping. Jacek is probably going to call him out next. But I don't know. I said, you guys need to let me know what you're thinking. So
you mentioned on SportsCenter earlier this week that Conor's looking to fight twice in 2017. Could GSP Conor be a thing that would happen? It would be a massive fight. I
don't know. Yeah, anything's possible. If you'd have told me 3 years that Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor would fight, I'd tell you you're crazy. That makes no sense. Probably never happened. And if you told me it'd be one of the biggest fights ever in UFC history, I'd really tell you you're crazy.
No Diaz brothers this year, you don't think?
No, definitely
and Anderson and GSP?
Anderson and GSP? I don't think GSP wants that fight,
Because, for a long time, it was the fight to make, right?
I know. But GSP didn't want that fight even back when they were both champions. So I don't know. I'll wait to hear back from the GSP camp, and we'll see what happens.
What's going on with Jermaine Durandamy? We haven't heard an update on whether or not she wants to continue fighting.
Right, you will. I think we're going to come out with something soon about that.
Is it promising or?
You'll see. It's coming out. I said it's coming out. It's not coming right now.
Is Cyborg still slated to fight sometime soon?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Cyborg will fight this summer.
And Megan Anderson's been calling for that fight, and calling for Cyborg is not an easy thing to do. Is she in the mix? Is she under consideration?
Yeah, we're looking at a couple different people. Kat Zingano was another one. I think you guys asked me that yesterday, but yeah.
Are there any other girls at 145 that want to move up? I know Amanda Nunes mentioned it, but obviously with Shevchenko lined up, that's not happening anytime soon.
She's got to focus on that fight first. But if she won that fight, it'd be interesting to see her and Cyborg.
All right, Dana, we're backstage in Dallas at UFC 211. Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier, that fight was going amazingly, and then we had that stoppage. Are those times so difficult for you? Because we hate to see things stop like that.
Yeah, anytime that there's an illegal blow or something like that to end a fight, it's the worst. It's the worst way to end a fight. Even Lorenzo Fertitta texted me tonight and said there needs to be instant replay. These judges and officials need to be able to look at instant replay and make calls, because you're talking about people's lives, big fights, and it sucks when these kind of mistakes are made. There's no way that should have been a no contest.
Is it difficult? I was going to say, because there's so many people now saying, oh, it should be this, it should be this. Is it difficult that not every state adapts the same rules, and some states are still going by the old rules, some states are taking the new rules? It is sort of difficult to keep track of.
Well, the sport is still a work in progress, and yeah, I think, listen, every other sport utilizes instant replay. We have it right there. It's available for them. It's something that we need to work on.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this Frankie Edgar-Yair Rodriguez fight. Yair came in with a ton of hype. A lot of people love his creative striking. He does things in such an unorthodox manner. Frankie Edgar wasted no time getting in there and just doing everything he wanted to do to Yair in there. Did you expect that to go down the way it did?
Frankie's a beast. Anything is possible. You know what I mean? Yair Rodriguez was in phenomenal shape for this fight. He looked good. Frankie was just too much for him at this point in his career. The question is always, you know, I said this was a classic fight of the young up-and-coming guy and the gritty, tough old veteran. Well, the young up-and-coming guy wasn't ready for that fight.
Yeah, well, Frankie's been in the UFC now for over 10 years. He told me he wants to be that next contender after Max Holloway and Jose Aldo fight. I know you don't like to make fights, but just looking at the landscape there, is that something that you could see happening, him fighting the winner?
Yeah. Yeah, we got to figure it out. God, I was trying to think of what fight we were talking about doing next for Frankie. I don't even remember. But yeah, we'll see.
I'd be interested in seeing what's next, but I'll let you off the hook with that one.
I don't remember. I'm old and banged up.
Maya Masvidal. Damian Maya secured his place as that number one contender. You did confirm that with him while he was in the octagon?
Absolutely. You know what? Like I said, everybody wants to talk about deserve. Nothing is deserved here. It's earned. You go in and you earn it. He took on Masvidal. You know, it was a tough fight. It was a war. And either guy that came out of that fight would have deserved it. Would have earned the title shot.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk, did she prove to be one of the best strikers in the game tonight?
So nasty. She was so perfect tonight and just picked her apart. Unbelievable jabs, right hands, leg kicks, inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, head kicks. Just ridiculous.
She spoke with me a lot this week about her evolution as a mixed martial artist. She actually said when she's done fighting, she wants to do jiu-jitsu tournaments, which I'm not sure if we would have heard from her a few years ago. What do you think that move to American Top Team does for her as a competitor?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of American Top Team, and you know, all good people down there. You know, Dan Lambert's one of the best guys in the sport ever. So it's good. I love it. I'm happy for her.
And Stipe, he does it yet again. Another first round finish. I mean, he's making it look easy against guys that are the best in the world and dangerous against everyone else. What really do you see in him now as the champion?
Yeah, he's a completely different fighter than the Stipe that fought him last time. You know, he's knocking everybody out, and he's the man.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm excited to see what's next for him as well. Boss, thank you so much. UFC 211 was an incredible card. We appreciate it.
Thanks, honey.
Thanks.